Today, my friends, I'll be showing you 5 of my favorite vodka cocktails that are perfect for any occasions. And for this video, I'm super proud to say that we partnered up with Grey Goose, a symbol of sophistication and refinement. And while we're on the topic, make sure to visit Grey Goose YouTube channel for more amazing cocktail inspiration. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to stay up to date with all their amazing content. The link's gonna be in the show notes, in the pinned comment below, and up here as well, so it's gonna be really easy to find. No matter what your preferred style of cocktail is, the selection I've made for you today has something for everyone, so I'm confident you will love those cocktails as much as I do. Now, if you guys are ready, let's shake things up and dive into these delicious Grey Goose cocktails, starting with the Royal Refresher. So first, in a cocktail shaker, you're gonna add 2 long slices of cucumber and muddle them to extract all the flavors. Then you're gonna add 1.5 ounces or 45 ml of Grey Goose, 3/4 of an ounce or 22.5 ml of freshly pressed lemon juice, 1/2 ounce or 15 ml of simple syrup, and 8 to 10 mint leaves. Then you're gonna fill your shaker with ice and give it a good shake for about 10 seconds. Next, in a highball glass filled up with ice, you're gonna add about 2 ounces or 60 ml of dry sparkling wine. You're gonna fine strain that delicious Grey Goose cocktail over the sparkling wine. And by the way, links in the description and pinned comment below so you can buy your own bottle of Grey Goose. Now all you have to do is to garnish this with a mint sprig and a cucumber ribbon. And there you have it, my friends, the Royal Refresher. Next up, the CAIPIROSKA. This is probably my favorite Grey Goose cocktail of the list. Well, no, I like them all, but it's such a great way to appreciate this spirit. It's bright, light, and fresh. We can hardly make better than that. Now, to make the cocktail, we're gonna start by prepping our lime. I like to cut both tips of the lime and then cut it into lengthwise, and then 3 more times lengthwise as well. If you have some white pit in the middle of the pieces, remove that as well for a better look and taste. Then you're gonna add 3 pieces of lime in a rocks glass and 1 tablespoon or 15 ml of granulated sugar. With a muddler, you're gonna press on the limes to extract the juice, a little bit of the oils, and start dissolving the sugar. Then you're gonna add 2 ounces or 60 ml of Grey Goose. Fill your glass almost all the way up with crushed ice. And with a bar spoon, you're gonna mix and churn to incorporate everything to chill and dilute. Then you're gonna fill your glass all the way up with more crushed ice, garnish it with a lime wedge in case you want to rectify the acidity, and as easy as that, you've just made yourself a CAIPIROSKA. Cheers. Now let's move on to the third cocktail of the day. Let's make the Ruby. This beautiful cocktail created by famous bartender Tony Abouganim is a crisp, floral, bittersweet deliciousness. To make it, we're gonna start in a cocktail shaker with 1.5 ounces or 45 ml of Grey Goose, 3/4 of an ounce or 22.5 ml of elderflower liquor, 1/2 ounce or 15 ml of Aperol, 3/4 of an ounce or 22.5 ml of freshly squeezed grapefruit juice, and 3/4 of an ounce or 22.5 ml of freshly squeezed lemon juice. Then we're gonna add 1 egg white, fill our shaker with ice and give it a good shake for about 10 seconds. Then we're gonna strain the cocktail in our shaking tin, dump the ice and shake it again vigorously for about 10 seconds. This will emulsify the cocktail. Furthermore, it's gonna make for a beautiful and frothy cocktail. Next, we're gonna fine strain it in a chilled cocktail coupe, express a grapefruit zest over the cocktail, and garnish the drink with the zest. And this is how we make the Ruby cocktail. Next, we're gonna make a clarified vodka milk punch. If you've been following the channel for a little while now, you know I'm a sucker for clarified cocktails. I just love them. But the recipe I'm making today is one I came up with especially for today's video, and we're gonna make things a little bit differently. While usually clarified cocktails tend to be very smooth, almost muted, this recipe is bolder in flavors. It has more bite while still being very smooth. So to make it, we're gonna start with 75 ml of Earl Grey tea infusion, 75 ml of freshly squeezed lemon juice, 75 ml of freshly squeezed orange juice, 75 ml of simple syrup, and 50 ml of Grey Goose. Then in another container, we're gonna pour 100 ml of coconut cream. We're gonna pour our cocktail mixture over the coconut milk, And we're gonna add 7.5 grams of dried hibiscus flowers. We're gonna give a gentle stir to make sure the flowers are soaked in the cocktail, and we're gonna leave that sitting at room temperature for 2 hours. During that time, the flavors are going to infuse together, the milk is going to curdle, and it's gonna trap some of the tannins and the rough edges of the acidity, which is the beauty of clarified cocktails. Then after 2 hours, you're gonna see a clear break between your cocktail and the curds from the coconut milk. That means it's the time to filter it. So you're gonna pour your mixture over a rinsed coffee filter. The first drops might be cloudy, but that's normal. You need to leave some time for the curdles to settle at the bottom of the filter. So wait for about a minute, then take the cloudy bits and re-pour them over your unfiltered mixture. Then all the drops that's gonna come out from your filter are going to be clarified. Now it's a game of time. You need to wait for about 2 more hours for this whole batch of cordial to be clarified. But when you're done, you're gonna have a beautiful, delicious coconut floral cordial ready to use whenever you're thirsty. I am, so let's make the cocktail. First, in a mixing glass, you're gonna add 1.5 ounces of Grey Goose, 1.5 ounces of the cordial, and 2 small dashes of orange blossom water. You're gonna fill your mixing glass with ice and stir it for about 10 to 15 seconds, and then pour that over ice in a rocks glass. For the garnish, you're gonna express a lemon zest over the drink, garnish the cocktail with it, and there you have it, my friends, the clarified vodka milk punch. By adding most of the vodka after rather than clarifying the whole cocktail with it, we have that nice boozy feeling, but the acidity is super smooth. We have the beautiful clarified look and a delicious, refreshing, tropical flavor. I love it. So now if you guys are ready, let's make the last but not least cocktail of the day. Let's make the best Moscow Mule ever. Making a Moscow Mule is deadly simple. Vodka, lime, and ginger beer. But when it gets really interesting is when you start making your own ginger beer. I've already made a video a little while back on how to make ginger beer at home, so I'm gonna link it up here if you want. That was the recipe of Joshua Weissman I tried and it turned out really good. That being said, it's a really basic ginger beer and I recently started to experiment with different flavors, different types of sugar. This one, for example, is a maple ginger beer and it's exquisite. It makes a huge difference, not to mention it's extremely rewarding when you make your Moscow Mule with your own ginger beer. So let me know in the comments below if you'd like a new video with different types of ginger beers you can make at home. That being said, let's make our cocktail. First, in a mule cup or whatever metal drinking vessel you can find, you're gonna add 2 ounces or 60 ml of Grey Goose. Then you're gonna add 3/4 of an ounce or 22.5 ml of freshly squeezed lime juice, 1/4 of an ounce or 7.5 ml of simple syrup. Fill your mug with ice and top it with about 4 ounces of ginger beer. Give that a brief stir. Garnish with a mint sprig and a lime wedge. And that, my friends, is how we make the best Moscow Mule ever. So my friends, this wraps things up for today's episode, 5 delicious vodka cocktails. Thank you very much once again, Grey Goose, for sponsoring this episode, and don't forget the links I talked to you about to get your own bottle of Grey Goose and to subscribe to their YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe to this one neither, in case it's not done already. So my friends, once again, that's it for me today. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day, drink responsibly, and see you very soon. Cheers.